Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why do some leaders inspire loyalty while others struggle to gain trust? And what if there was a tool that could transform how you connect with your team, your clients, and your audience? What would it mean for your success if you could turn any data or vision into an unforgettable narrative? But here's the truth. Storytelling isn't fluff. It's the foundation of effective leadership. Whether you are leading a team, building a brand, or driving change, the ability to craft and share powerful stories is what sets extraordinary leaders apart. Well, stick with me because we are going to break it down how you can use storytelling as a business strategy, not just a feel-good tactic. And while you're here, well, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. Because the more you share, the more this message will go across to more people. But let's not keep this insight to ourselves. Someone out there is waiting for your story to spark their own breakthrough. First of all, let's talk about the evolution of leadership. Well, do you agree that leadership has changed? And if you haven't adapted, you're already behind. True? Well, decades ago, leaders operated with the command control style top-down orders with little room for collaboration. Let's think Henry Ford, who's optimizing production lines. But today, the game is very different. Leaders need to inspire, not just instruct. People want to follow someone who can show them the bigger picture. Here's an example. During the Industrial Revolution, if you remember, efficiency was everything, and leaders managed tasks. Fast forward to leaders like Martin Luther King, who united millions with stories that painted a vision of equality and justice. He didn't lead with charts or data. He led with words that stir hearts and galvanize action. Or you can take Steve Jobs as an example. He didn't pitch Apple by saying, well, we have the best specs. He told a story. And here's the crazy ones. That wasn't just marketing. It was a call to action for everyone who ever felt they were capable of more. That's the evolution of leadership. From managing tasks to inspiring people through storytelling. Now, let's expand the leadership to business examples, shall we? Well, in the corporate world, look at Elon Musk. When Tesla was still shaky financial ground, Elon Musk didn't rely on quarterly reports to inspire his team or investors. He painted a picture of a world powered by renewable energy, driving mass adoption of electric vehicles. And the story wasn't about profits. It was about pioneering a sustainable future. That narrative attracted top talent, loyal customers, and massive investments. Contrast this with companies that struggle to articulate purpose, right? Leaders who focus solely on deliverables without weaving them into a large narrative often finds their teams disengaged. Storytelling turns dry numbers into relatable mission, fostering alignment and excitement. Wow, how do we unveil the magic of stories, you may ask? Why are stories so powerful? Well, because people don't connect with facts, they connect with meaning. Isn't it true? Stories make abstract ideas real, and they bridge the gap between vision and action. Well, let's think about it. A company rolls out a cost-cutting initiative with a slide deck full of numbers. Yawn. I mean, sure you yawn, right? But imagine the same company sharing a story about a frontline worker whose ingenuity saved thousands of dollars. Suddenly, the message sticks. Take the global climate movement, shall we? Statistics are essential, but they don't ignite passion. It's Greta Thunberg's story, a teenager taking bold action that moves millions to care. And it's not just about inspiration. Stories build trust. When leaders share their failures and the lessons they have learned, they humanize themselves. People trust authenticity, not perfection. Think about Howard Schultz, who often talks about his humble beginnings in Brooklyn to connect Starbucks' mission with its employees and customers. That's leadership through relatability. Let me share with you a case study of humanizing big data. Consider a financial tech startup that wanted to encourage saving among millennials. Instead of flooding potential customers with statistics about compound interest, they told the story of Emma, a fictional character who saved $50 a month to achieve her dream of traveling the world. This story, shared in the ads and on the app, drove a 40% increase in user engagement, but because Emma's journey was relatable. The question is, how do we craft compelling narratives? But let's get practical here. Here's how I think you can craft stories that stick. There are 3 parts. Number 1, define your core message and audience. Notice that every story starts with a purpose. What's the key message? Who needs to hear it? If you're speaking to your sales team, maybe your story is about how to overcome rejection. And if it's for your clients, it might be about the success they will achieve with your product. Well, let me give you an example here. Airbnb. When Airbnb was struggling earlier on, the founders shared the stories of the humble beginnings, literally renting out air mattresses in their apartment. And that story is not just marketing. It's connecting with people on a deeper personal level. Number 2, structure your story. Beginning, middle, and the end. Stories are journeys. Start with the hook, a challenge or opportunity. Build tension with obstacles. Finish with a resolution or lesson. Because people remember transformations, not processes. And number 3, use sensory details and vivid languages. Forget the generic. Details make stories come alive. Instead of saying, we had challenges, say, we were 2 weeks away from missing payroll when our team brainstormed late into the night. Finally landing on a game-changing idea. And bring people into the moment. Go deeper. Why? Because at the end of the day, storytelling must have an intent. For instance, if a company is launching a diversity initiative, share stories of how diverse teams have solved critical problems. These narratives don't just educate, they inspire buy-in. Remember, your story is your tool to align hearts with objectives. So storytelling isn't just for the stage. It's actually a strategic tool that drives real outcomes. Well, here's how. There are 3 steps. Number 1, inspiring innovation and change. When Satya Nadella took over as the CEO of Microsoft, he didn't start with strategies. He started with a story about his upbringing in India and how curiosity shaped his worldview. That narrative shifted Microsoft's culture from competition to collaboration and innovation. Storytelling is not just words, it is a catalyst for transformation. 2, fostering team cohesion and shared vision. Well, during the pandemic, many healthcare leaders told stories about the extraordinary sacrifices of the frontline workers. These stories weren't just inspirational. They reminded teams why their work mattered. When people see themselves as part of a larger story, they show up differently. But number 3, building a brand and culture through storytelling. Let's think about Nike, his iconic campaigns. They don't just sell shoes, they sell stories of perseverance. Just do it. Resonates because it connects with the human desire to overcome. And leaders can use storytelling to reinforce values, build culture, and align teams. Storytelling at scale is powerful. Just let's consider Salesforce, which trains its employees to share trailblazer stories, narratives of how customers transform their businesses with Salesforce tools. And these stories aren't just testimonials. They actually build a brand culture rooted in innovation and customer success. So how do we move from story to action? Here's the bottom line. A story is only as good as it is as the action it inspires. Let me say it again. A story is only as good as the action it inspires. So that's what we can do. Number 1, measuring the impact of storytelling. Well, don't just tell stories. Watch what happens next. Are the employees more engaged? Are clients more excited? For example, if a story about a struggling customer turns success drives sales inquiries, you know you hit the nail. Number 2, continuous improvement and refining your narrative. Your story evolves as you do. Maybe you try a narrative that didn't resonate, so learn from it. The best leaders refine the storytelling just like they refine their strategies. Number 3, the enduring legacy for powerful storytelling. Remember this. The stories you tell today shape your legacy tomorrow. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address is over 150 years old and still inspires today. What stories would you learn or clients tell about you in the future? So thank you for watching this video. So before we end, let me give you a challenge. What's the story you need to tell today? Maybe it's about how you started, the vision you have, or a challenge you overcame. And whatever it is, don't wait. Start telling your story right now. Remember this, leadership isn't about commands. It's about connection, and the storytelling is the bridge. So once again, thanks for watching the video. But before you go, I will just ask you to subscribe my channel, like and share this video. And in the comment sections, just tell me what is the most inspiring story you've ever heard or shared. Well, your story could actually spark someone else's needs. You never know. So thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one soon.